Hello everyone, and welcome to the Holster Sommelier, where, like many of you, the sommelier prefers high-end tools. And while most any tool will do the job, the sommelier is focused on showcasing the best for those who appreciate art, craftsmanship, and performance in their tool chest. Whether solo performance or head-to-head comparisons, the sommelier also pairs our favorite tools with the finest array of accessories and holsters for EDC, battle belts, or just showing off at your local range. Remember, all opinions expressed are those of the sommelier. There is no affiliation with the brands that are showcased or recommended. And if you like this channel, please do us a favor and subscribe. Thanks. Episode 1 is dedicated to lots of choices when it comes to holsters for your finer tools. Enjoy. Lots of videos out there on YouTube covering guns, gun comparisons. Not many really taking a look at holsters, especially holsters for your finer tools that you use. And for those of us who shoot, we're all familiar with the box of holsters routine that it takes to figure out what works, what doesn't, why and why not. So over the next several months, I'm going to post a series of videos that talk about this and specifically look at holsters for some of your finer tools. Because you spend a lot of money on a nice tool, you want a nice holster to bring out the best in it. First holsters I'm going to be talking about were made or purchased for my Wilson EDC X9. No RMR. You can see that the handgun is unloaded and safe. Again, a nice piece, fun to shoot. It's one of my EDC guns that I carry, Appendix style. And let's take a look at some of the holsters that I got for it. Since it's a Wilson, the first holster I got for that EDC X9 was a holster that was made available on the Wilson website. It's made for them. It's got the typical snap button attachments for those of you who have used this type of rig. It's comfortable, but putting these attachments around your belt and buckling them can be a pain, and they can come undone pretty easily. With that said, I will tell you that it is functional. The gun goes in well. It has very good retention, and it works and does its job. The simpler option that I've tried is this very simple leather holster that was made. Certainly inexpensive, but it can work, again, depending on what you do for a living. If you sit behind a desk all day long and don't get up and move around, it's comfortable. The retention is relatively poor. Reholstering it is not easy, so it's not super practical from that perspective. In addition, practicing your draw at the range is very difficult because, again, reholstering in this type of style is not very practical. That said, depending on what you do every day and how you carry, it could be an option. And then there's Kydex. And certainly there are plenty of folks out there that manufacture Kydex. Again, this one was made available. It's a precision holsters that was made for Wilson and sold on their website. Pretty functional, easy to get on and off on your belt. Has super good retention, as you can hear that firearm click in. That said, the downside, it is Kydex. And again, depending on how you carry, I carry Appendix, it can get uncomfortable throughout the day. I do have a couple other Kydex holsters that I had made for this handgun. These were made specifically for my battle belt. So again, depending on the purpose, this works very well, as does my other one, which was also for my battle belt, but for my drop-down holster with the QLS attachment on it, which makes it super easy to change out your handguns and switch back and forth. Again, well made. You heard the fit, very good retention, and they serve their purpose well. That said, I'm going to focus mostly on leather holsters, may do some pieces later on battle belts and battle belt holsters. But if you're thinking about Kydex for a battle belt or for inside or outside the waistband, I will tell you that Legacy Firearms and Tier 1 Concealed both have a lot of very good choices quality materials, super good fit on the gun. Not all Kydex makers make holsters that fit your gun as well as these do. So, but highly recommend Legacy Firearms or Tier 1 Concealed, provided they make a holster that fits your firearm. And then there are holsters that are kind of a hybrid between leather and Kydex. So Crossbreed makes a number of holsters. And again, depending on where you carry, it can be a very good option. In this case, for the EDC X9, the gun fits in nicely, good retention, and it's pretty comfortable. I like how they have the raised leather on the backside here. Completely covers the top of the handgun, so it's a little bit more comfortable, especially since this is kind of up in your midsection if you're carrying Appendix style. So not a bad option. All that said, in scouring the internet, I came across Pure Custom Holsters, and Rocky Felix, who owns Pure Custom Holsters, makes custom leather holsters for almost any firearm that you choose. And depending on what you have made, they can be, pretty simple, just black, to full-blown custom, and they're pretty flexible in terms of how you want to use it. So this holster here can be worn outside the waistband. Belt loops there can be worn inside the waistband. With these loops, you can obviously take them off to wear outside the waistband. Fits the gun very snug, as you can see. Super comfortable. It's very hard. He refers to it as Kydex. So it's leather, but it has the stiffness of Kydex. And again, this particular one is made to be worn either outside the waistband or inside the waistband, and you can adjust the cant. There are several holes where you can raise or lower this to basically carry it any way you want. Now, I mentioned that I like to carry Appendix style. So I actually worked with Rocky a little bit, and he came up with this Appendix carry holster that is a little bit smaller. It's made simply for Appendix carry, so it doesn't quite have the versatility of the inside or outside the waistband, but for purposes of Appendix carry only, super great option. These clips are very solid clips. They're not fragile at all. They really snap in easy. I like them better than the loop over snaps that you saw on the first Wilson option, and fits the handgun snug as a bug. Again, kind of like the Crossbreed, it covers the top, so it makes it much more comfortable when you're wearing it. Again, you can adjust. You can see from the holes on the back. You can carry it higher or lower. You can adjust the cant, whatever's more comfortable for you. Thanks for watching, everyone. And for today's Sommelier Drills to Stay Sharp, The Running Man, brought to us by Bill Deasy at CCW USA. Place your targets starting at 35 yards, 5-yard increments, firing faster as the threat gets closer. Stay sharp.